So we're going to have some fun, and we're going to kick it off like we always do, because we got to kick it off with my addiction, which is, I know it's vain, but it's my video. That's cool.
If I can't teach you one way, I'll teach you another.
I will. I'll teach you another.
But I'm going to get the job done.
Yeah. Literally 12:45 a.m.
We're burning daylight. You better start packing a handgun.
PapaBearAlaska. Gotta love it. I just listen to that over and over again because I'm so weird. Guys, thanks for coming in. It's great having all of you here. And you can hear and see. Lexi's giving me the heads up. Good to go. And we did a restart on the computer, tried to clean everything up, made sure things are good. Bill is in the house. Billy is here. Billy Bodacious. And I'll never forget, you know, that story I told you, because when I hear Billy, I always think of the word bodacious. So that's pretty cool. So I'm glad you're here, and hopefully everything comes on well. I'm waiting for a couple more of my guests. Dr. Keith, I don't know if he's dropped in. And also we have, oh, you just reminded me, Clarence is back here working all the technical stuff for me. I need to make sure that my stuff is turned off, or it'll start harassing us. You know how that is. Hello there. Hi, Mama Kay. Mama Kay's in the house because she likes winning stuff. So you should be hearing from Charisma Star soon. And so anyway, actually, I just talked to her, and she did say she shipped it. So it did ship, but I want to say it was last week, if I'm not mistaken. So hopefully you'll be, she put in a little something special for you. That's all she told me. I don't know what that is. Yo, Mike, thank you so much for the contribution. I really appreciate it. That is awesome. That's stinking awesome. It really is. Yeah, hopefully soon. I think you're going to have fun. Karis went on and watched some of your stuff and actually said that you're a sweetheart and she loves you, and wanted to make sure that she blessed you with some cool stuff. So way cool. Yeah. So you made a great impression. Isn't that great? So we're having fun here on this new platform. And Billy, I'm going to be bringing you up. We have, sometimes my guests have time restraints because of their other commitments. And my first guest, I haven't seen her pop in yet. And if she doesn't come in soon, I'm going to go ahead and bring some other people up. But I'm looking, I would think that she would use her normal name, and which would be Desiree Lee, or D. Lee Inspires. Okay, so some of you know her, and she's going to be our guest right out the get-go. And there is TJ. TJ, you're a winner. Just wake up in the morning, say, I'm a winner. I'm a winner. He hasn't won anything yet, Clarence, but we gotta. He's going to win, right? He's going to win. Yeah, he's going to win. I'm loving all those bear claws. Look at all the bear paws. For those of you that are new to this platform, if you look off to the right, you're going to see a couple things next to somebody's name, including yours, okay? One of the things you're going to see is a number right next to the right of their name, and that means how many times they've been on this platform. So Mama Kay's been here 5 times. Congratulations, 5 times. She's a 5-time winner, okay? And right there, Yo Mike has been here 6 times. Oh, is that crazy? Billy just came in, so it's his first time. Dads for Life just popped in. Here he comes, man. And Dr. Keith, it says he's been here 2 times. Isn't that great? And so if you see that there's a little, what would you call that? It's a badge. They call it, in this platform, they call it a badge. It almost looks like an emoji, doesn't it? So the little badge off to the right means that they're members. So if you see a bear claw, that means they're a member of my show. And that means after this show, we're going to have a members only show on Gravy.Live. So after we end this one, a few minutes later, we're going to start another show. And the only people who can have access to it are those with that cool little badge off to the right. And so it's going to be a private show for them. And we've got some really cool stuff, right, Clarence?
Oh yeah, better believe it.
He's kind of being my co-host, but he's doing everything over here. So he's getting things done. So we're going to do some cool giveaways as well. In this show, we're going to have some giveaways, really cool stuff. It's all book related. And in my next show, the private show, we're going to give away another one of these because I just am really impressed with them. I'm going to give away another bear bowl. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute, but they're way cool. So if you were thinking about becoming a member at $5 a month, that's like a coffee. Come on, guys, that's like not much. You're going to get some insider information. Hi, Ashley. Thanks for coming in. And Ashley's a member. You see, she's got the badge off to the right there. And Nature Scoper. I'm not sure why Eric hasn't become a member yet, but I don't know. We'll have to find out what's going on. So after this show is going to be a members only show, and I'm showing some video. I'm seeing it on the screen right now, and I'm not going to show you because it's for the members only, but it's footage that we just saw for the first time, right? Mm-hmm. Like nobody's seen this footage. It was filmed over the last few years out on the Yukon River at our camp. And I'm going to show some footage, much of it, which will end up in our TV show. And you're going to say, I saw that footage before it ever made the show. It's going to be cool. You keep forgetting. Oh, well, now's the time to do it. Take the time to hit the red button and join, Eric. And you can be a member. And you don't want to miss it because this next show is going to be a lot of fun. All right, guys. So really quick, tell me what time it is where you're at. And then we're going to go ahead and invite our first guest in. I still am waiting patiently. I'm seeing she could be, whoa. Man, I forgot to ask her because it's her first time on Gravy. Ask her what name she'd be using, but I'm pretty sure she would use. It's usually D. Lee Inspires is kind of her handle on most social media. But she's Desiree Lee, and amazing author, and her personal story is phenomenal. I've been reading some of her personal story, and in fact, I need to ask her if she has her book on iBooks because I'm kind of an iBook guy. I like that. So it's 8:08 in Ohio. Okay, it's about 7 in Illinois. All right, 7 in Central Nashville. All right, 8 o'clock where you're at, Mama Kay, and 7. Okay, so we're 8 minutes after 4 right now. So we're way behind you guys. So 7:07 where TJ is. And so I'm about 3 hours behind you, TJ. And we're going to have some fun, though. So you know what I want to do is go ahead and while I'm still waiting for Desiree to pop into this show, we're going to go ahead and invite some people in. But let's do a quick poll first, because you guys know I love these polls. They're just a whole lot of fun. And this first poll kind of sets the stage because I want to know where you guys are at. I don't know if you've written a book. Some of you are here because you wrote a book and I've asked you to come and talk about it, and you're going to do that in a moment. But I don't know if maybe you've written a book and not told anybody. You're thinking about writing a book or whatever. So let's do a quick poll on this and see where you're at. All right. All right. So have you ever thought about writing a book? So either, yeah, I've thought about writing one, or no, or I already have. So maybe you already, you moved on it ages ago, huh? Okay, that's cool. Yeah, isn't that cool? Yeah, this is great. This is great. Wow. Okay, surprisingly. I don't know. I didn't even know what to guess on this. It depends on the audience. But I keep running into people who say, I was thinking about writing a book. And I'm like, wow, that's actually really cool. You should write a book. So when people think about it, I go, just write one. I thought about it, so I wrote a book. And that's where it starts, is you first think about it and you jot down ideas, and we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll go ahead and close that poll out. But that's kind of interesting to see where everybody's at. Now, right now we have Nature Scoper. Thank you, Eric. Just became a member. So he's going to catch the insider information on our next show, which is going to be great. Thanks so much for joining that membership. And all right, so Desiree, you are here, and we're going to not waste any time. And I want to bring you in. I don't lose a minute. I've got stuff I can be doing. I can do it later. So how this works is we just invited you in. You're going to take the time to click through some of the stuff. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, we'll regroup. And Lexi, who is in the feed right above you, can help you if you need anything. All right, so we'll check our audio.
I think I'm in.
Bam. All right, so you guys give me a thumbs up or tell me if you can hear. Desiree, you looking fantastic. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. I'm doing wonderful.
I started reading some of your stuff the last couple days. Your website's really classy.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, classy websites. And it's hard to find really good websites. I'm telling you, because I'm telling you, it's hard. And we're trying to create good websites. And Clarence here is my website guy, and he's been stepping it up. And so he'll do something cool on a website, and then I'll go, can you do that on mine? You know? But you have a nice website. It's very informative, and I've been reading some of the stuff, and your story's amazing, but I can't tell it. You can. This whole subject today is, and let me do this quick commercial, guys. On your left, you'll see it says share show. And you can't say that 5 times fast, but on the lower left, it says share show. And down there, you can click that while we're doing the show, and you can share it and send the show out. It'll send out a notification on your Twitter or your Facebook or whatever it is. So there's a way that you can share it. And if you have to leave to do that and come back in, I'm cool with that. But go ahead and share this out, because I think there's a lot of people who need this information. We're talking about writing a book. We're talking about being an author. I find more people are desirous of the idea, but don't understand the follow through. And it's not easy to write a book, but at the same time, it's not nearly as hard as one might think. And so we have an expert here, and I'm going to let her talk the process. So if you can talk, if you could, I don't know if you normally do this, Desiree, but maybe talk people through the process. You get an idea, and then where do you go from there? And then we'll end up with what you offer, because I think you offer something awesome.
Sure. I hope everybody can hear me okay. Some people are saying no sound or volume, so I hope everything is fine. Can you hear me okay, Papa Bear?
I hear you great. If you're having a problem, click on her profile and turn your mic on from your end. So sometimes it's on their side, it's not you. I hear you great. They should be able to hear you.
Okay, fantastic. I want to say first, thank you so much for inviting me on the show. Thank you, everybody, for joining and tuning in and taking some time out of your day to listen. I'm excited to see how many individuals on here are excited to write a book and also inspire as many lives as possible. With my story, just briefly on how I got started with publishing my own story. In the past, I had a 3.8 GPA, 2 basketball scholarships, on my way to college in pursuit of the American dream. And 2 weeks after I graduated from high school, I found myself on the other side of the law. I was incarcerated for 4 years. And once I was released from prison, it was very difficult because of the limitations that I had, different opportunities that, of course, I missed out on because of the decision I made at 17 years old. And at that time, my back was against the wall and I couldn't get a job, couldn't go to school, couldn't get an apartment. It was so many different things. So if you find yourself, Papa Bear said, it's more easier than what we really think it is. It's very cost efficient too as well. That you guys are not alone, and I had to figure it out. So I just said, what did I have in my hands? What do I have in my hands in my story? This is really painful. I wouldn't want another teenager to experience this. This is not what I saw on television. This is not what I thought coming out and getting my life back together. And so I shared my story, right? But I didn't have a job to save money to hire a publisher. I didn't know the steps. I didn't have the mentor to help me go from step A to point B. But everybody said, you need to have a book. You need to have a book. How many of you guys have heard that before? You should write a book. You should write a book. And The crazy part is I didn't know how. So I tell people I have my PhD from Google University. I have my master's degree from YouTube University. And I'm now enrolled in GRAVY.LIVE Community College, right?
Come on.
Right. And so basically, I just read my way through the whole process and, of course, my own experiences. When I published my first book in 2014, I sold over 20,000 copies without any help. And it's all a system. And I feel as though if you have ever had your back up against the wall, or you're in a struggling situation, or you feel like there's no resources out there, nobody to tell you step by step. The good news is I'm going to tell you on this broadcast today, all right, tonight. And then also too, people were telling me what to do, but not telling me how. And I think that was the most frustrating thing that I've encountered. Anyhow, you can literally write your book on Microsoft Word, okay? And there's this thing called print on demand. All right, Billy is on here. I know Keith Jowers, we help them with publishing their books in literally 24 hours or less. All right. And with this system, you write your book and your story out on Microsoft Word. Okay, write these steps down. Individuals and readers want to know 5 things. Who are you? All right. What have you experienced? Okay. How can you help me? Right. And how did you overcome that situation? So those are the 5 key things that individuals want to know within your book that they're reading. Okay. With that, that's 5 chapters. The minimum number of pages you need to publish is 24. The minimum number of pages is 24. So there's a misconception that you've been writing for 10 years, that you need a certain number of pages. Okay. And that's not true. The minimum number you need to publish a book is 24 pages. Now let's think about this. They have all types of books. You have cookbooks. There's books about beards on Amazon.com on how to groom a beard, right? There's also, right? And there's also children's books. If you have children, how many books have you purchased that just said A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? How many books have you purchased that translate books and different things like that? If you're saying, oh, I don't have the time, Desiree. I don't have the time to sit at this computer and get it out and get all this stuff through. Well, they have this thing called Google Voice Typing, and it's free. Google Voice Typing, where you can literally speak your book. So on your way to work, it may take 30 minutes to go to work. You can talk inside of you can definitely talk inside of your phone. You can also definitely talk on your way back home for work and so forth. Okay. Some people say, well, what I experienced is too painful. It's too painful. Things coming from my subconscious. I'm starting to remember some things, and I really don't want to tear the Band-Aid off. Well, to help me to express, you now have to share your story from a place of power, not from a place of pain. You have experienced those things for 3 reasons. Your book is to prevent someone from going in, encourage someone who may be in it, and also to show people that nothing is impossible. Now, it's not just bookstores where your books can be, all right? You have churches who have bookstores, okay? There's also bookstores in malls, okay? You can do online book signings, okay? There are also distributors. And the platform that we use with our distribution, your book will be published on Walmart.com, also on Barnes & Noble's, Books A Million, and in 12 countries. The other thing is, if you already have a book, maybe you already have a book, right? And you're saying, well, I want to become a speaker. I want to become an influencer. I need to make some money, Desiree. I can't pay my airfare ticket with 10 books, right? Okay, guys, listen. You also can do government contracts. And what I think a lot of individuals do not know, we just came across this, with government contracts, you have prisons, all right, that need people who need encouragement, maybe law, maybe education, GED, learning how to read. Also, there's books, all kinds of different things. And you just think about one prison, there's thousands of individuals. So while everybody wants to do bookstores, while everybody's online, you can really maximize on your book sales just with the inmates.
Wow, that's amazing. You got my mind spinning with ideas.
Right. So it's really simpler than what people imagine it to be. Microsoft is free. All right. So you just need to get it out. That's the most difficult part about the whole process. You get your book cover. You can get it as low as $50, or you can create one on your own. All right. Also, the publishing is free. And the components of it is writing your story, front cover, back cover. And if you ever get lost in the sauce, just pick up a book next to you and follow along. Okay, copyright is on page 1 on Microsoft, page 1. Chapter 1 is on page 5. Okay, page 5. And that's what I mean, that you have to use what you have until you can do better. And then once you start growing, then you start connecting with more people and expanding upon that with marketing, promotions, media, and just take your time. It's not a race.
Wow.
This is awesome.
Yeah, this is really cool. You know, I forgot to grab one of my books, but that is amazing, because you're taking a lot of the scariness out of it.
Right.
And people are kind of afraid. I talk to people, you talk to way more people than I do about this subject, but I run into people because I write a book, and they're and they're talking about my book maybe, and they're going, I was thinking about writing on this subject, and because everybody has some sort of expertise in something.
Absolutely. I mean, even when Periscope came out, there's some individuals who published a book about how to get more hearts. People publish a book, how to increase your influence. There's a book out there that's in Spanish about Periscope, that published a book about that. So if you just type in the word Periscope on Amazon, you'll see those books. So listen, if you're on here and you're an influencer with GRAVY.LIVE, you can publish a book on how to start even with GRAVY.LIVE, how to interact, and different things like that, and then turn it into consultations. You can literally, my mom used to say, I was like, Mom, I can't find a job, the system this, woe is me, having my pity party. And my mom said, if you can't find a job, create one. And you can take the very thing that you are ashamed of, or that thing that's painful, and it will catapult you to your success to the next level. And what's beautiful about it is that I wrote that book in 2014, but it wasn't until 4 years later that now it's making a really huge impact. So you never know who your book is going to get in the hands in, and you want to reach as many people as possible. In regards to selling, guys, in regards to selling your book, a lot of people think it's one book, one person. Papa Bear can say, hey, look, I know of the school that needs to hear your story. There's 50 kids. How much is it for 50 books? Okay. And you can get a sell. So if you're saying, hey, I want to sell 500 books a month or 400 books a month, that's 50 books a week. And it can literally be just 4 people. It's right there.
And it's about just get that book written, because you can't move it until you write it. I mean, you got to get it done. And so I got invited a year and a half ago, to do a workshop to a bunch of university students about the subjects inside my book. And so I had my book there for sale, and I didn't know the professor was sitting there. He looks at my book. He goes, I've never heard anything like this in my life. He goes back, gets it approved to the dean's list. And now they're in their 3rd semester using this book at a university.
Wow.
So for their people taking missions, this is curriculum. It's not a book. I asked him, I go, it's a book they have to read in your class. He goes, no, it's my curriculum.
Wow.
And he sent me this week, actually, he sent me this, and inside of it was graded papers of the students who had to study the whole semester on my book and what they had to say and how it affected them.
Wow. Right there. And so then what happens is people definitely get a chance to see the results and what the students are doing. And then eventually it goes into more colleges and universities. Now,
Yo Mike just asked a question. And
okay.
So you have a book about writing a book. And if so, where can I get it?
Yes, I do. On Amazon, it's called Publish on a Shoestring Budget. Publish on a Shoestring Budget. You can definitely just type my name in on Amazon.com. And I have over 10 books published. I have 4 of them that are in French and also in Spanish, but Publish on a Shoestring Budget, right? And so you can't use that I don't have the money, I don't have the finances, I don't know as an excuse anymore, because somebody's depending on you. And I think about it, what if I didn't write mine? Would I be on this platform right now?
Okay,
right?
I got the book published on it. Now, are your books, what platforms can you get the book besides Amazon? So you can get it ebooks as well. Kindle, do you have it on iBooks?
Yes. No, I don't have my book on iBooks. However, you can. And with iBooks, just so you guys know, and this is exclusive because I don't only share this with my private clients, but it's an iConnect account. That's what you're going to need, an iConnect account. And with putting your books on iBooks, you're going to need either an Apple computer or use one of your friends' computers. So if you have a friend that has a Mac or something like that, say, hey, look, I'm just going to go in here and just upload my file to iBooks, and you can put it on that platform. They also have Nook. So I say, don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Not everybody uses Amazon to read. Some use Nook, some like to go inside the store, and different things like that. So you can get it on all distribution platforms. If you go to walmart.com, you'll see it. And once your book is there, it's easier to get your book as a self-published author inside the store and on the shelves. It becomes more easier because it's already there and they already see the sales.
That's exciting. That's exciting. I didn't know you wrote that book. Thank you so much, Mike, for asking that question. That was a really good question. And would you happen to have a copy of that book in front of you so we can see the cover?
I don't have a copy of that, but let me run and get my other books here. 1 second.
Would you have to replace that? How would you do that? You would add a screen?
1 second. Yikes. And
so it's is this the one, Author Hacks? Look at that. We're bringing it up right now.
Yeah, Author Hacks. Yeah.
All right.
You got awesome. I love GRAVY.LIVE. That is pretty cool. Yes.
Yeah,
Author Hacks published on a shoestring budget. Oh, that is amazing. I love this platform.
It is. It's really a lot of fun. You can do a lot of stuff with it. So there it is, guys. You got to find, when you see a cover, it helps me memorize. I'll forget the title of the book, but I won't forget the cover that I saw in my mind, and I'll go looking for that. So
absolutely. And that they call that a visual learner, where you take pictures and you learn things visually, and then also kinesthetic learners. And so I want everybody to know in here, we're going to be giving away a free one-on-one consultation where I walk you step by step for a whole 60 minutes. All right. And also I'm going to give away the digital video, which is a 60-minute video. I'm going to send it all to Ron here. And what's going to happen is in this video, it tells you step by step the platform, what to fill out, how to become an Amazon bestseller. You can become a bestseller in 24 hours or less, and pre-sales, and really help you thrive. So I'm just going to give that away to you guys just for being here, because you didn't have to. You didn't have to join us today.
Just for fun, let's do the ebook video right now. Can we give that away right now?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, and so we're going to do this. This will be fun. Have we done this with a split screen with a guest yet? We'll see what happens. Now, for some reason, because I'm still learning this platform, all right, Desiree? So give me a little grace here. If it kicks you out, I'm going to bring you back in. So just hang tight. But we're going to bring up the spinning wheel. You're familiar with that because you were telling me you use one from Google on some of your broadcasts.
Yes.
Which is cool. So here we go. So they've got 2 minutes to respond. This is Spin the Wheel. I feel like there should be game show music right now. I'm going to have to get my music game on, We'll have a little music going on. But it's like, isn't there a show called Spin the Wheel? Like from way back in the day?
The only one I know of is on Price is Right.
Wheel of Fortune. Is that what it's called?
Fortune.
Yeah, my mom was addicted to that show. They spin it, that whole thing. So we're doing spin the wheel. We have taken cheesy to a whole new level, man. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Clarence just takes us. All right, guys, you've got 1 minute to respond. So while they're responding, tell them again what this product is, because 8 people have entered already.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we are here on Papa Bear Alaska. Spin the wheel. You guys have a chance to win a digital video of ebook, how to publish your book in 24 hours or less. Now, in this video, you will find not only the platforms, how to publish your book, also how to create your book cover, what to put in your description and make it sell, how to become a bestseller in 24 hours or less, and how to really thrive. The great news is I just don't like to just tell you the steps, but I will not leave you hanging. You can find at the end of the video questions. And if you ever get lost in the sauce, just connect with me on social media at D Lee Inspires. You guys have 18 seconds left to join in on Spin the Wheel.
Dr. Keith just said Vanna is in the house.
Oh, hey, Keith.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. All right, here we go. Check this out. Look at it. This is fun. Here we go, people. We're gonna, this is cool. This is way cool. I'm dying to see the video. So for those that don't win it, can they purchase the video?
Absolutely. They can purchase it at dleeinspires.com. You guys are getting an opportunity to receive this product. And who is the winner? Who is the winner?
Deb won this thing. That is so cool. That is so cool. So you got 50 seconds to respond. And how we're going to do this, Debbie, is all I need is an email from you. And then I can get that because we can just send it via email, correct?
That's
so
correct.
Email, and you can send me an email on we're probably so PapaBearAlaska@gmail.com. Somebody type that in, PapaBearAlaska@gmail.com. Send me an email. I will make sure that you get this. We'll follow through. So I check that regularly, and that's my email just for my social media platforms. So I know that if I get something, PapaBearAlaska@gmail.com, I know that it has something to do with what we just did live. And so that's great. That's exciting. You made that a lot of fun, a whole lot. Yeah, just younger.
Congratulations, Debbie. I can't wait to work with you. Congratulations.
That's cool. We have a winner. That was so cool. That's great. And now you know who wanted to win is if he is DJ, is he still here? I don't know if he stepped out, but he's been trying to win every week, and he calls himself the loser, but he's going to win. I'm telling you. Mama K keeps winning stuff, but this is good. Now, that was a lot of fun. The process of we're going to back up the truck a little bit.
Sure.
It might be different than it was for me or for anybody else, but if there was some sort of generalizations on, I got an idea, where do I start? And you mentioned some of those things that are really easy, like, the Google and whatnot, and being able to get on there. But let's say that you don't have your computer in front of you and you don't have it open. How do you tell people? How do you tell people to take that idea and start moving it in a forward motion? How do you do that?
Right. So because I know a lot, but I don't know it all. And so we always start off with, what is it that you want? I think that's the most hardest question. It's not how do you start? It's what do you want and where you're trying to go from there. So with writing your story, if I'm saying I want to get in schools, right? And I want to talk to young girls in middle school and high schools. Now that's what I want. And then you'll start writing the story, not to yourself, because the book is not for you. You're not going to be publishing a book and then you purchase it, right? So you start off with who is this book for, and you write the book as if it's somewhat of a letter, somewhat of a search and find type of book where they can find the answers or the resources in the book. And so that's what I recommend people to start is first get clear on what is it that you want. Once you figure that part out and you've written the book, then I like to break up the year in 4 quarters. Okay. I like to break it up in 4 quarters. So that means every 90 days. So this month is February. We're getting close to the end of the first quarter of the year. And I say, okay, well, I want my book to be released August of 2018, because that's when school starts. So I'll start writing and I'll pace myself. You write an hour every day. You don't have to just throw up the whole story and just throw it all out there. I pace myself an hour every day. Now, sometimes I get really into it. It's more than an hour, but the commitment that I make is just 1 hour every day. Once I do that, you sing the book off to your editor, and then you start thinking about what kind of covers do you want. Now, with the covers, it takes a person 8 seconds to decide if they want to purchase your book or not, right? So with my cover, it's strategic, okay? Very, very strategic, all right? So you see this picture here, it doesn't look like an inmate, right? And you're saying, wait a minute, this does not match. And then who is this girl? This is not a lot, which makes you either open the book or look on the back to find out if this is the type of book you want. But there's a reason why I use the color blue. I wear the color blue or red or white, because blue is the first color your retina sees. So you will imagine if you're driving down the highway and you see a billboard, you'll see a lot of blue. You'll see a lot of businesses, Walmart, a lot of blues, a lot of yellows, or caution for people to slow down. So in your promotions or if in your book, like if you want them to find your book really quickly, use a really big, bold color like you.
Wow, that's amazing.
4 colors. Why Microsoft uses all 4 colors, because they want to talk to each person subliminally. And so you want to be able to do that. Once you have your book cover, now it's time for pre-sale. So we're already 2 months in, guys, right? We're already 2 months in. And so as you're in 2 months in, you're going to get your pre-sales, because you don't want to wait until you publish the book in order to make sales and get the momentum going, right? And getting everybody excited about it and supporting you. And then you do your pre-sales, and then bam, it's released, right? And then once you release the book, it goes up and down, okay? Once you release your book, then you're going to want to, we call it the lucky 50. When you first publish your book, at least 50 people will purchase it. Your friends and your family, all right? And they'll just purchase it just because, right? So then you want to start thinking about having a book signing, all right? And then once you did your book signing, if you want speaking engagements, remember my goal was kids, right? Kids and children, all right? Then you start going on tour. You can create your own little tour in your town. We in this big state of Georgia, and I live in Atlanta. But I can travel down to Savannah. I don't have to go all the way to California to make it big, right? I can impact the people here. Now, I'm going to leave you guys with this, because I want to leave you guys with this one thing. I want you to think about it, right? After you publish your book, people are going to ask you, just like Ron said, how do I publish a book? That's why we're here, right? So many people say, well, how do I publish? How do I make money from it? How do I really inspire the people? How do I get my message out there to more people? Listen. You can do a compilation book. This can be for Billy. He can do a compilation book of teachers. You can do a compilation book of live streamers, Ron. Okay. You can get 10 live stream influencers to all come in a book together and write their entry. And this is a secret, guys. You don't even have to write it. So if you're saying, I don't want to write, I'm not good at writing, I don't like to write, listen, you can still publish a book with 10 people and they're writing their entries. You don't have to write it at all. And so you can charge them $200. I've seen it as high as people charging $2,500 to be a part of a book. And you take that piece of that money. So $200, 10 people, that's $2,000, right? And you could take $200 to pay an editor. Now you're at $1,800. You could take another $200 to pay for your cover. All right. Now we're at $1,600, right? And then you could take maybe $200 to get a venue to do a book signing with everybody there, right? And then now we're at 12 and you just profit off of a book that you didn't even write. And then each author has to buy their books from you wholesale. And you can be the next chicken soup for the soul. Who does that sound like? So you can be the next chicken soup for the soul. And he doesn't even write the books. He doesn't even write the books, Ron.
No
How
way.
is that? I hope I'm not talking too fast or overwhelming anybody.
No, I'm thinking, I knew you were smart, but I didn't know you were a genius. This is amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
This is amazing. I'm like, this is great. I'm sure that the people watching right now, you guys are getting some ideas, right? It's like your brain starts going, okay, this is doable. And I love the idea of doing it. And I love how you're breaking it down, you know, the actual cost, because that freaks people out. Because
Right.
when I wrote my first book, I knew nothing. And
Right.
all I do is like, you go online and you look at big publishers and it's crazy.
Mhm.
And this is bypassing all that. This is like getting it out there. I love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm. And it's right there for you guys to do. Nothing is impossible. It's just plan. And so just like we broke down the year in 4 quarters, right, guys? We broke it down in 4 quarters. And then you're saying, hey, look, I'm going to release a compilation of volume 1 every, volume every 2 months. And right there, you have a potential of making at least $10,000 to $20,000 a year off of 2 books and still do what you love, still enjoy it. And then the beautiful part about making this money is that you're helping other people get started and overcoming their fears. And
Right.
what I stand is that you may not have nothing, you may be scared, but the beautiful part about it is that you don't have to do it by yourself. And for Debbie, I just ask for everybody who comes in, I just ask you guys, finish what you start. That's all I ask is if you start this path, finish what you start and you'll be very successful. Ideas will start coming, products, t-shirts, all kinds of different things that you can definitely do. And I just want you to know I believe in you and you can definitely help other people too as well. And it's beautiful. I mean, think about parenting. They got parents, you got Lamaze, people giving birth, you have all kinds of homeschools, now homeschooling, teaching, and it's amazing. But I really appreciate this time with you, Ron. It's good meeting all of your followers and your friends. They're so kind.
I have a file on my computer and it's like books in the making, and these are all ideas. And so some of the things we're going to do is a series of ebooks on cookbooks, because my wife's an amazing cook and I'm a wild game cooker and we mix it. So we'll do moose fajitas or caribou, tacos, or we mix it up. And so people are always asking us about recipes. So we're going to start doing some books like that just to mix it up. But
Ron,
these really are awesome.
Listen, I'm gonna write this down, Ron. This is for you. All right. With your cookbook, your ebook. You can put this video that we're on or any video, your YouTube video inside of your ebook, like a literal, not a link, the actual play button. So they can go in their Kindle and press the play button and watch your whole video of you cooking. They see the recipe and then maybe 1 or 2, that's the surprise where they get your ebook, say, hey, look, there's 3 free videos in here and you can cook with us, me and Mama Bear, and hang out with us in the kitchen. And so, and this is how you do it. All you do is go on your Microsoft Word, click on insert at the top, just click on insert at the top and it'll say video. And then once you click on video, it's going to say YouTube, and you just put the YouTube video title in, and then bam, it automatically embeds it. And when you upload it to publish and go on your phone, you'll see the video.
That is so cool. That is so cool. Well,
Yeah, so I'm so excited for all of you guys. I can't wait
so much
to see
fun.
your
This is
book.
fun. Now, you have a 9 o'clock, and you're what, 3?
I do. I have 15 minutes. I have really 10
Two things
minutes.
I definitely want you to do, because you
Okay.
have a wealth of ideas and information. But one is, we'll do the last giveaway,
Sure.
one-on-one. How's that? You're going to get
Sure. Let's do it.
commercial again, and you can talk about that. And then if you can just promote all of your business, how you can benefit people in their process, no matter where they're at. Because I looked on your website, there's so many options, and I had a lot of questions that I wished I'd asked you today, this morning.
I'll come back, Ron. I'll come back if you invite me.
It'd be fun too. And you've been periscoping a little bit more too, so people can find you on social media, right? So if you
Absolutely.
Well, so why don't you go ahead and talk about the one-on-one?
Sure. So my one-on-one sessions consist of 60 to maybe 90 minutes. And what we do is we give you a questionnaire so we can make sure that we take advantage of all of our time together and get to know one another. Once we're clear on what direction you want to go, then my team, what they do is they scrape the whole entire internet to look at your potential competition to help you thrive in the best way possible. It's not just the tools and getting you excited and motivated. We want to see results, because the more we help you guys and you're better, the more we're better as a company as a whole, and this is a team. And if I say I wanted to change the world, then I need to help Sandy reach 10,000 people. I need to help Nature Scoper reach 10,000 people, and so forth. And so that is absolutely our ultimate goal. What you'll do is you'll select a day that is convenient for you, and I'll make sure that I'm available to share with you all the resources that you need. We also have a self-publishing membership community called AIB, which is an acronym for Authors in Business, because publishing is not enough. So if you guys are interested in becoming a part of our AIB Nation community, you can definitely go to dleeinspires.com, the letter D, Lee inspires.com. Also, we are on tour. So even after our members publish and our clients publish their books, we go on a 7-city tour all over the United States. We have members from Canada. We also have members from the UK, London, and Bermuda, and the Bahamas. And so we are going to be at the Georgia Aquarium this Saturday, and we are going to Chicago, Las Vegas, Phoenix, New York, Houston, Texas, and DMV. So I would love for you guys to come to see us all in action. And I can't wait to do the one-on-one.
That is so cool. That is so cool. So guys, we're going to do it right now and see who gets the one-on-one. That's a pretty blessing, because you get one-on-one with this young lady who knows so much beyond her years. This is really a special gift. I really appreciate you doing this. This is great.
No, thank you for allowing me to share. Oh, Keith and Jones!
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Oh, congratulations!
A refresher course.
Right. Definitely refresher course. Right. Hey, Keith. Right. Keith is one of our AIB members, and also Billy Bodacious too as well. Oh, it's good to see you, Keith.
That is so great. That is so good. This is fun. This is fun. This has been a fun topic, huh, Keith?
Yes, it is. But I would like to, with y'all's permission, Glenda and I are working with a young lady who is an awesome young lady who's a double amputee, and she wants to write a book. So I would like to donate this session, if that's all right with Desiree, to her, for her to have a session with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Keith. Absolutely.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much. It was a pleasure meeting everyone. Thank you guys for connecting with me. Keith, it's always a pleasure seeing you. Ron, you rock. You're awesome. And we all definitely love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Kisses, hearts.
I appreciate it so much. And hopefully you got those ebooks I sent you a while back. Let me know if they worked out okay.
Yes, and Ron's book, Mission Impossible. I love his book. I absolutely love it. All right. Mama Bear's Chocolate is amazing. All right. Mama's Bear's chocolate is absolutely amazing. And thank you so much for giving us a piece of Alaska here in Atlanta, Georgia. I greatly appreciate you. Congratulations.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Bless
bye.
you. All right. Hope to have you again. Bless you. Man, that was awesome. Let's do that poll real quick. And, you know, Desiree, if you're still there, you probably don't know, but Dr. Keith is addicted to Mama Bear's almond roca. He's addicted. He's probably needing counseling for it or something. I'm serious. He probably needs counseling. And so we're going to do a quick poll, and then Dr. Keith, let's bring you right on. And then Billy, I hope you're still hanging out. We're going to let you bring up the tail end, and we're going to have some fun. And it's going to be a kick. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Thank you, Desiree. Your name fits you perfectly. First of all, Desiree is a really beautiful name, but inspires. You couldn't have picked a more fitting name. Desiree inspires, because she just inspired me, and she just inspired you all, and that was awesome. So real quick, what is your favorite book reading preference? So what is your book reading preference? What is your book reading preference? Do you like, so wow, because audiobooks are like kind of a new thing. It's a buzzword around here. I've only bought one audiobook in my whole life, and I listened to it on a trip. And I like the idea. The book was narrated by the author, and he had kind of a wimpy voice. So I was like kind of out of it. It didn't fit the topic. And so I don't know, it was kind of a downer for me, but hopefully you guys got some better experiences than that. So we got ebook 23%, paper book. We got some old school book reading people here. It's got to be on paper. Are you people the kind that still read the newspaper? You still get the paper boy delivering the newspaper to your house? Come on, man. All right, so I think we're stuck there. 15 people voted. 60% say paper book. Well, as Desiree said, you can get her books in all forms and fashion. Now, I didn't ask her about audiobooks, and I'm sure she has some information on that, but that's something you could probably send her an email and ask her about that. But that's cool. So Dr. Keith, let's bring you in and let's talk books. Let's talk about being an author. Let's talk about what you've written. And oh yeah, the paper version, Billy, would be very important in the classroom. I see that definitely. And that's why they're doing that in the university using this. So while he's coming on, I'll do a quick commercial. In my member only show, I'm going to be giving away another one of these bear bowls, and they are the coolest thing. And so I've got two of them here that I'll kind of show you real quick. If I don't mess up the camera too bad. This is what it looks like when you put it together. Is he coming on? And this is what it looks like when you have it packed up like a wallet. Aluminum on the bottom. It's this high tempered plastic material with snaps. And you literally open it up and turn it into that. Isn't that amazing? And so you clean it and fold it up when you're not done. And when you want to use it, you literally just do this. You know, I'm going to get fast at this one of these days here, Clarence. And you snap it together like this. Bam. And you put it on your camp stove, your burner, and you boil water, noodles. This is the smallest version. They have two larger versions, but the company is, and at the bottom of the screen, guys, you can actually see where it says featured products at the bottom of the screen. You can click that anytime, and it'll actually show you all the featured products and take you right to the websites, because Gravy.Live, they're professionals, okay? They know what they're doing. And I really dig their sticker because it totally fits my brand. You know what I'm saying? Come on. It's pretty cool. Bare Minimum is the company. So I'm going to give away one of those in my next show, which is the member only show. And we're still trying to get Dr. Keith on. For some reason, we're having issue bringing you in. So Billy, stand by, because if we're having trouble, we just had you in though. That's what's weird. So you were just here, and unless you're hitting like deny on the button, you're like, I don't want to. I don't know. So while we're figuring that out, I don't know what that is. It's a Nashville thing. You want to see Alaska? Oh, this is so cool. Well, Debbie, I'm so glad you won today. That was a lot of fun. All right. So Bill Bodacious, Billy Hopkins, we're going to bring you in. We're going to switch things up and try to bring Dr. Keith in a little bit. And, you know, maybe Dr. Keith, it is kind of late over there. Maybe he went to sleep. You know, it could, you know, it is past your bedtime, Dr. Keith. So he probably, you know, dads for life, going to sleep, you know, right there. I don't know, but we tried. Let's try again here. And if we can't bring Billy in, then it could be an issue on our end and we need to do a refresh. Should we try this? Bring to stage. We're waiting for it. It's not, nothing's happening. You want to try hitting a refresh and see what happens? We're going to refresh because we are refreshing. I'm feeling so refreshed right now. There we go. Lexi. Let's see. You know, I don't know what device Billy's on, but Lexi, Lexi's asking you, Billy, what device you're on. You're on a MacBook. Shouldn't have any issues, especially if you're in Chrome. You shouldn't have any issues as long as it's updated. Yeah, it is weird that you were just on. We're having problems though bringing Billy on too. So for some reason, my Gravy show is having issues with people in your part of the country right now. Although we just had no problem with Desiree, and she's from the same neighborhood. You can click the 3 vertical dots at the right. Okay, you're talking to them, not us. All right. So for those of you that don't know, Lexi there in the comments, and she has a number 9 because she helps us run the show, and she's been in all 9 shows. She's actually, and you'll see instead of a badge with a paw, it has a G. She's part of the Gravy team. If you have questions, go ahead and ask her. And you are special. You're awesome. You get all the shows. She actually gets into my member only shows too, which is pretty cool. Just means I can't talk about her in there. Yeah, Lexi is amazing. Gravy won't play on your iPad in Chrome. You might try it in Safari on your iPad. You might try that. It makes me use Safari. Yeah, it should work in Safari on your iPad. Yeah, so iPhone and iPad. All right, so I don't know what's going on, Lexi, but I'm not being able to bring people to the stage. We're going to try Dr. Keith one more time. Invite to stage, waiting for Dads for Live. And now it's working. I think, look at that. Are we working? Are we good? The connection looks a little, look at that. It's a little shoddy. It was really nice before. There we go.
Don't that look like me right there?
That is totally looking like you. It's totally looking like you. I'll tell you right now.
There I am. There's the real me.
Wow. That's awesome.
Hey, Ron. Good to see you.
It's good to see you. Thanks for coming. And Desiree knocked it out of the park, didn't she?
Desiree is unbelievable. She and I met a couple of years ago. My computer's doing a spin there. But yeah, she is amazing. We met at a event the same night I met Billy Hopkins, actually, Billy Bodacious, and we were in Vegas, and we were at a Perry reunion thing, and I think it was the only one we actually ever did. But we had a good time, and we connected, and I told Desiree I had wrote a book many years ago, and she said, I think there's more books for you to write. So she is absolutely on target, and her book has been awesome in helping Dads for Life help troubled kids. So we have got that in the hands of some troubled girls who actually cried reading it. So, yeah.
How many books have you published?
Actually, I've published 4. I wrote Part-Time Dad, Full-Time Heart about 15 years ago, which I need to revise that one, and I'm working on that one. But then I wrote Daily Connections, which is a 30-day journal for parents, basically just how to connect easily with your kids on a daily basis. And I did that from ideas I got when I was a school resource officer working in the schools, helping kids and parents connect. So, and it's a journal basically for them, and it's for divorced parents as well. In the back, I put a little section for that. And then my fun project, Glenda and I were put together, was Meet Officer Keith, because I wanted the people to know the media is not portraying police officers, my profession, like it really is. And it gives us a lot of bad light. And like any industry, you don't have everybody perfect, you know, but I know police officers' hearts, and they really love working with the community. They love helping kids. So I wanted to write on an officer-friendly level, and that because I was officer-friendly, and I enjoy that. So helping kids understand that we're not the bad guy was my passion.
That is so cool. Now, Desiree talked about this a little bit, but can you talk about your process? Like, you know, for me, it's like waking up at 3 in the morning and I get a download. How did you, like, any of the books? You know, maybe it was all different processes, but pick a book and kind of tell us how your process was, where you, from the idea to the point where you're finishing it.
Well, I believe as a parent, we truly need to leave a legacy. There's our new hat, hashtag legacy. And Governor Mike Huckabee just talked about this hat in Israel the other day and really blessed us. We really appreciated that. Well, I believe as a parent, we need to leave a legacy. So as a school resource officer, I was helping parents do things just on a simple basis to connect with their kids that I was seeing on the daily routine at school side, just like Billy sees with kids sometimes, some of the habits they have and all, and how I could work with parents to help to ease some of those things that they were dealing with in the home. So I wrote this as an idea I had in my connections, but my lovely wife, she loves to write and everything, Glenda, and she and I got together, and she's the one that kind of helped me bring it to paper. You know, we were talking about old school people, we like to see it on paper. Well, I had it here, but sometimes when I put things here, they don't always get here. So I did that simply to just write down some ideas. And then actually I wrote this when I was a school resource officer, but just jotted notes down and everything in a format. And then Glenda helped format it into a book form because she loves to write and loves to help people, you know, where she can. So she's just awesome in formatting this whole thing. So, but I believe that parents have this opportunity to leave a legacy, because you never know about tomorrow. We don't know if we're going to be here. We want what we have learned ourselves coming through the hard knocks of life to help our kids understand that they can make it through these issues. So that I just like parents to connect with their kids daily, not monthly or on birthdays or Christmas, but daily. So
wow, that is awesome. That is awesome. That is so cool. Now, what is the most recent book you've done?
It was Meet Officer Keith books. We, you know, it was a children's book, and then we did a coloring book, and then we did actually the most recent one, which I'm really excited about, was Meet Officer Keith and his canine friends, because I talk about police officers working with dogs, but also military working with dogs, and also in the back we even have safety tips for parents.
Wow.
If they have dogs, you know, if they have in the house, and how to keep kids safe. And then all the types of service dogs that we have that we see in our communities and everything. So that's why that one came about. So, and I pay some tribute to a couple friends of mine in there who lost their dogs, actually. So, but that was my most recent one. I am going to revise Part-Time Dad, Full-Time Heart. And I got a couple others that are on my heart, and they just haven't come out yet. So
that is awesome. If you can hit refresh on your computer, on your system, it might help us out there a little bit. Tell us if that looks better? Yeah, that cleared up some things. That looks a little better.
Oh, it makes me look better?
Oh yeah, you look better. Now you're better looking. That's great.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. This thing keeps spinning on me. So.
Yeah, okay. This is really cool. And so for people out there that have an idea to write a book, what would you tell them?
I'd say start. You know, if it's a, you know, my friend Zig Ziglar, and we talked about on your last show you invited me on, I was blessed and honored to know him. And, you know, he said he writes all his books. He wrote just 30 minutes a day. just write a few pages a day, whatever it is, but do something daily. And if you connect daily, right, with whatever you love to do. And so I'd say just write some things down and put them in, find somebody. If you're not good at formatting or putting it together, then find somebody that can help you with that. But take a course if you don't know. I mean, Desiree started from her life story and everything, and now she's touching the world because of it. So whatever your ideas are, and Billy has a great story about how he wrote his book and why he wrote it. So when you just have that thought and you just go with it, Ron, just like you did, and find your specialty like Desiree was talking about. So that's what you do. Start with page 1. Just write a story. Just write the idea of what you want to do, and then go from there.
Yeah. And maybe it isn't even page 1. Maybe it's some idea and you don't know where it's going to be. I actually wrote this book from a workshop I did, and so, which is in chapter 8. So chapter 8 was the start of this book. I literally wrote chapter 8 first and then grew it both directions. And so it was a different, probably not a normal, I'll probably never do that again. I don't know. But it's like, the idea was just like what you just said, just do it. So I had an idea, wrote it down, and then it grew from there, and it turned into sort of a 12 chapter book. It just grew into it.
And you didn't know it was going to wind up in a classroom, right? I mean, you didn't know that you were going to get graded papers one day. So you don't do it. You don't do it for the end. You do it for the now to help wherever you feel God leading you to do. And then you don't know what's down the road, right? So
yeah. Good.
You're awesome. You're awesome. And one day I'm going to come out there and you're going to show me around a little bit.
Come visit for sure, man. I appreciate you coming on. I'm going to try to bring Billy on, and we're going to do a couple things. I think we're done playing polls and whatnot, but
bring Billy on. He's a fun guest, and I'm waiting to hear back from Gravy so I can get on this platform. I love it.
So. I did talk to them, and Lexi. I had a meeting with Lexi this week. She's awesome. And they're just putting a hold right now on new hosts, but they're getting ready to expand things. And so, Lexi, Dr. Keith needs to have a show. I'm just putting my name out. I'm putting his name out there, and I'll give my stamp of approval.
Thank you.
And adding to the list. Okay, good.
All right. Well, listen, I just look forward to bigger and better things. And listen, I just to tell you, I've not been here just twice. Okay. I've been listening under my wife's name with her in the same office. So I'm just giving her all my points with you.
Okay. That's good. Well, hey, real quick before you go, tell people how they can reach you, how they can find your books.
Well, you can go to Dads for Life, the dads4life.org, or you can just type in my name, keithjowers.com. It all goes the same place. And it's where you can get this cool legacy hat here. But whatever. And when I've got some free resources there too. And I've got some inspirational free videos you can just watch. I compile them all into one area under inspirational resources. And I want you to be able to just be inspired, just like Desiree does every day, just like you do out there with those kids every summer, and find your passion. Billy Hopkins is phenomenal in the classroom. He's a fun teacher. So you find that passion and you go with it. You just go with it. And you let God work out the details, because we're not good with details sometimes, right? So we just want whatever your passion is, just be passionate about it. And I appreciate you, Ron, and I will anything I can do to help you guys. Anything. And I know that candy's being made again. I want some more.
Mama Bear just walked in. She heard you, so
woohoo!
We'll see.
Hey, touchdown from Mama Bear and that candy. Woo.
All right, bless you. Thanks so much, Keith. You're awesome.
God bless you guys. All right.
Bye. That's awesome. This has been fun. Lexi, how's it looking? Are we doing okay? Is our connection okay on my end and everything? Let's do that. We're caught up on polls and whatnot, right? You know what I want to do is, can we bring up that graph that I had? It's a book graph that I had. We're going to bring this up. I want to show you guys something that I do, and I'm not saying you need to do this, but it really helps me when I'm writing kind of pace myself. And so he's saying write every day. And maybe your schedule doesn't let you write every single day, but be consistent, whether it's 3 days a week, 4 days a week, or however it is, be consistent. So as I'm writing, I've noticed that like I'll spend a lot of time on chapter 7, let's say, and it starts turning into a monster. And then I start realizing that, okay, maybe that chapter really should be 2 chapters. And because what you don't want to do is have a chapter that's only 1 page. And then, you know, chapter 2 is like 90 pages. So this, I just put this together so I can kind of track where I'm at on my words and whatnot, a word count. And it really, actually, you're addicted to the almond roca. We're talking about books, and now we're going to end up talking about almond roca. But you can go ahead and bring that down. I just wanted to show you kind of like what I do is I'm breaking down the chapters. It helps me. Whatever works, you might want a pencil and pad. You might want to put it in your device, your tablet or your iPad or whatever. But for me, it kind of helps me with the process. So Billy, let's bring Billy in. We're going to give it another try. It's not recognizing. We're going to give you one more try. Come on, Billy. Come on, Billy. This is Billy's first time on Gravy.Live. I want it to be a good experience, you know, and I'm sure Lexi feels the same way. We want it to be a good experience. All right, here we go. Here we go. Slowly, something's happening. He said it wasn't picking up his mic. Billy, 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 you can do it. I don't know what's going on. Billy, this just means we're going to have to bring you back if this doesn't work. We're going to figure you're troubleshooting and still not recognizing your microphone. You know, you might have to just do a restart on your computer or a refresh or all of the above. Free Billy. Is that a movie? Free Billy? It's like Free Willy, but it's Free Billy. All right, we're good. I don't know what's going on. Come on, bodacious Billy. So I worked at a lumber mill when I was 18 in Oregon, and I worked on the green chain, for those of you that have an idea what that is. And there was this big, gnarly biker guy that worked with me. And he was ginormous. He was just this big old guy with, you know, tats and huge, and a former, you know, Harley Davidson fella. That's what he was actually. And his name was Billy, and I called him, and he never stopped talking, and he was big and he was loud, and I called him Bodacious Bucket Mouth and Beer Belly Bill the Biker. That was my name for him. And at first I thought he was going to pound me in the ground. Then he thought it was funny. But I called him, yeah, that was pretty cool. So we're going to try it one more time. Yeah, so I don't think that this Billy is Bodacious Bucket Mouth and Beer Belly Bill the Biker. He might have a bike. And we'll just leave it at there. But he might be bodacious. Yeah, say that 3 times fast. All right, so are we getting any closer, Clarence? Will we have success on this Gravy.Live? Will they bring in another guest? Stay tuned and see on the next episode. You know, I hope we don't lose Billy in like the black hole of Gravy.Live and he gets in cyberspace and his family misses him or something. Broadcast has followers. Bodacious has followers. Okay, but I see me, just don't hear me. Okay. All right. So you're not popping up on our side, or we would see you and then hear you. So Billy, we're going to regroup. We're going to try this again. I'm so thankful that you came on and you gave this a try. And this is called beta. And, you know, I was trained by the best. And Lexi said that when something goes wrong, you just blame beta. So that means we're in test mode, we're in beginning mode, and that's how it is. And so we're in beta mode. So we've had some fun giveaways. We're going to give away one of these in our next show, which is the bear pot right there. It's a bear bowl. We're going to give one of those away in our member only show, which is coming up. But I want to bring up a photograph real quick. Let's just bring up my the 3 books, the platform series, and I want to talk about that briefly since we're talking about books. I wrote these at different times, and when I started writing it, didn't know that it was going to be a series of books, but it just makes a lot of sense. One of the advantages of writing a series, you guys, is you can always add to it. You get new ideas. So the first book I wrote was I'm So Branded It Left a Mark. And the reason I wrote this, I'm So Branded It Left a Mark, the title actually came from a statement that I always say. So people go, all right, so on Periscope, you're PapaBearAlaska, but what are you on Twitter, or what are you on? And I go, I'm PapaBearAlaska everywhere. I'm so branded it left a mark. And so you like the covers? Okay, cool. And so I wrote that book for the main reason is simply this, to tell people, what is social media branding? What is it? Number 2, why do you need to be social media branded? Why do you need to be branded? And number 3, how to get branded. So it's really simple, walks you through the 3 steps, gives you examples on how not to do it, how to do it correctly, and how simple it is and the advantages. And it's a really quick read. I think you'll enjoy it. And the second book, which is my largest of the 3, is Max Your Brand. I wanted to take to the next level. Now that you've got a brand, now that you are branded, or you're pursuing branding your name, who you are, or your product, whatever. Excuse me. Now you're taking to the next step, and you're going to maximize it. You're going to max the brand, and how to do it professional, how to draw people in, how to do it in a way that people want to come back, like hopefully we're doing on this show, right, on this platform. The third one is Public Speaking 101. And this is something that's a huge talking point with so many people. You've probably heard it said and maybe read about it that the number 1 fear that most people have is public speaking. Even it's a greater fear over death. Pretty crazy. I'm like, there's other things I would fear other than public speaking, but apparently public speaking's right up there. So Public Speaking 101, and I just walk you through the processes, which is really breaking stage fright and inspiring purpose. And so that's what's going to happen through that book. So these are series. I actually have them as a platform building series trio. You can get all 3 books in a bundle on my website for like, what is it, under $12, right? Mm-hmm. It's really cheap. You can find them on Amazon Kindle. These are ebooks. You can find them on iBooks if you're a Mac person. And also you can get them at PapaBearAlaska.com. Okay, you can go ahead and move that. They've looked at it enough. But I encourage you to get the books if you haven't already. And if you've read them, I would love to hear some feedback. That would be so cool. Now, guys, we're going to start wrapping this up. If you have any questions, though, real quick, I want to address those. Any questions about the subject matter? You guys have been awesome hanging out here. And if you have any questions about book writing or anything that we've been discussing, now's the time to do it, because next week, it's a whole different theme. Next week, we're going to be talking about different things and giving away some different stuff. It's going to be really cool. But if you have any questions, go ahead and pop them in right now. I do want to say thank you to all of you who made donations. You hit the green support button and you supported us. Yeah, I got to get Billy on soon. I'm going to think of reasons to bring Billy on, because now it's like, we got to beat this thing and bring Billy on. So we're going to figure this thing out. All right. We can do a dress rehearsal show, Billy, and we'll try to figure this thing out. All right. You'll be back. He's using the Terminator voice. I'll be back. All right. I like that. All right. Well, thanks so much for trying, Billy. It's been great, but it's still been a great show. Hope you guys enjoyed this. And I've got to end. You want to try one more time? All right. I'm willing to try one more time. He wants to try one more time. Okay, here we go. It says waiting for Bill Bodacious. And on my side, it tells us that it's like trying to reach you, trying to make the connect. And there's a big red cancel button, because if it doesn't work, then Clarence just hits the cancel button. And so now there's a green button appearing that says bring to stage, but we don't see you yet. So if we see you, we're going to hit the green button and bring you to the stage. And then like you are game on. As long as we can hear you. And right now, I don't see anything happening. Is it not working? It's not working. I am so sorry. You think Billy is using his computer from 1975? I don't know, man. This is a bummer, man. He's like, you're gonna lose sleep over this, man. I got invited to Gravy and I couldn't get on stage. Oh man, that's Glenda, thanks for coming in. And it shows that you've been on here one time, but I hear you guys have been sharing. So well, we just keep trying, but I don't know what I don't know what's going on. Oh, it's our pleasure, man. And I'm looking forward to having you on. We're gonna figure this thing out. All right. And Lexi's a good person to ask. She's gonna figure it out. It's some sort of connection thing. All right. she's working hard to help you out there, but we'll figure this out. All right. So Lexi just sent you an email address, Billy. So go ahead and send her an email, and you guys can figure this out. All right. Oh, sorry for nobody else look at it. All right. Yeah. Anyway, let's do our outro video. We're going to end this thing properly. And guys, I want to say thank you so much for coming on GRAVY.LIVE. And my last big commercial is this. In a few minutes, in fact, top of the hour. So in 40 minutes, we're going to do our member only show. So here's your chance. You got 40 minutes to become a member. All right. So let's do this. Let's do it. Thanks again for coming on.
If I can't teach you one way, I'll teach you another. But I'm gonna get the job done.
It's gonna be awesome, actually. Literally 12:45 a.m.
We're burning the show.
That's some crazy stuff about Alaska missionaries. You're gonna see behind the scenes.
You better start packing a handgun.
PapaBearAlaska.